We're going to start looking at some new types of equations or functions. And these are quadratics. Quadratics are basically a function or an equation that has a square in it somewhere. And the one we're looking at right now is 3x squared equals 18. Well, how do we start to deal with this animal? Well, I'm going to go through a couple of examples and help you understand what are some of the key points involved here. Well, first thing is I notice it's an equation. And like any equation, if I'm trying to solve for a variable, I try to get the variable by itself. So 3x squared equals 18. Let's divide both sides by a 3. Now I'm left with an x squared equals a 6. Well, I don't have x by itself yet. I have an x squared by itself. Well, to do that, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of x squared is an x equals the square root of 6. But when I'm taking the square root of both sides of an equation, what I need to keep in mind is that there's also going to be a plus term and a negative term that pops out of that. And that's one of the key differences to be aware of, is to keep in mind that I have two solutions. A plus square root of x and a negative square root of x, or plus or minus square root of an x. I can check the solution here. Maybe this will help you kind of make sense. If these are my solutions, I should be able to pop them back into my original equation and get a true statement. Here's my original statement. Let's try the square root of 6 first. So 3 times the square root of 6 squared equals 18. 3 times square root of 6 squared is 6. And there's a check. 18 does in fact equal 18, so therefore I know that my solution is a good solution. Well, what if I want to try that negative square root of 6 in there? So 3 times the negative square root of 6 squared equals an 18. 3 times negative square root of 6 times the negative square root of 6, well, that's positive 6. And 3 times 6 is 18, so 18 equals 18, and therefore I have also a valid answer. 18 equals 18, which means that negative square root of 6 was the solution to this particular equation. Kind of cool.